Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It's Friday. It is December the 25th. Today is Christmas Day. It is also National Pumpkin Pie Day.
Really? I would think that'd be closer to Thanksgiving.
Exactly. That seems very bizarre to me. But it's also Alphabet Day today. You know what that is?
I have no idea what an alphabet is.
Aphabet. There's a little space there where you're supposed to have an L, like
No
alphabet.
L.
It is No L Day.
Day.
Or Alphabet Day. See? Because it is Noel.
Okay.
A little cheesy. But you know
little
what?
bit.
That reminds me of my guest today. A little cheesy as well. I'm excited to chat with a very funny man, Mr. Bruce Vilanch. And I'm going to
Oh, yeah.
call him Mr. Vilanch Claus. He's my guest on Christmas Day. And when I lined it up, he reminded me, he said, just so you know, I'm Jewish. And I said, if you want to do another? He goes, no, that's fine. The reason I wanted to talk to him today, he is also the person responsible for the Star Wars Christmas special. And we're going to chat a little bit about that and how this gentleman ended up being the one that put that together. I'm excited to chat with Bruce Vilanch for Christmas Day.
Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such, brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. What is the oddest gift you've ever received? Think about that for a second, Heidi. Career Builder asked this, and they said, we got some really interesting responses, like this here. They asked, what are the most bizarre gifts given by coworkers? That's why they were asking.
Okay.
A box of Hot Pockets.
Oh.
Hopefully they were refrigerated. A chess piece, not a set, just one piece.
Just one piece.
A fire extinguisher. And a Ziploc bag with just enough coffee to make one pot of coffee.
There's probably a story behind all of those things.
Most likely.
Like you're the one who, always runs the coffee out, or you started that fire in the office
sure
that
hope
one
so.
time.
So you be thinking about what your worst or weirdest gift was.
I can't think of any weird thing.
I'll circle back to it here. According to a different survey, 20% of people said cheap perfume is the worst Christmas gift they've ever gotten. Cheap perfume. So there you go. You can't think of a single odd gift that you've gotten?
Well, not from coworkers.
Okay.
My first husband.
Colorful electrical tape?
Yes, he got me electrical tape in like 5 different colors.
I thought you'd like this. See, that's
what is this?
That's what I had to compete with. So I've been good. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Do you have a credit card? We'd like to help you get a better credit card. If you don't have any credit cards, we'd like to help you too. At BetterCreditCards.com, we have credit cards that offer different things for different people. Some cards offer points. Some cards are designed to help you build your credit. BetterCreditCards.com wants to help you get a better credit card, no matter what you're looking for. See if we can help you find a better credit card at BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com.
This is your Brain on Drugs, brought to you by TimeForRehab.com. And again, I like to remind folks that addiction is no laughing matter. If you or somebody you know needs help, you can go to the website TimeForRehab.com. A man in England is suspected of drunk driving, and he tried to escape police by hiding. After he crashed his car, he attempted to hide in a large shed, which turned out to be a nativity scene.
Oh.
He's like,
that's funny.
What are all these other people doing here? These guys aren't moving much.
Wow.
It's kind of fun. And a Kentucky mayor was arrested for DUI after she fell asleep at a White Castle drive-thru and then crashed into a pole.
Oh, geez.
Yikes. That's not good.
No.
That is what happens when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. Tom Cruise continues to be mocked online for screaming at coworkers who were working on the Mission Impossible movie, and they violated some social distancing guidelines. I still haven't clicked on to see the video. Heidi said she saw it. I didn't see
Well,
it.
now there's another one. He did
Oh,
it a
is-
second time. He freaked out again.
So there's been two now?
two,
Oh,
yeah.
my goodness. Gerard Butler, I always thought
and
he...
the second time, a lot of people just walked off the set. They were like,
Yeah.
no, I'm done.
Okay. Gerard Butler, I always thought he seemed like a neat guy. He's got a new disaster flick called Greenland. It features a giant comet crashing into the Earth. I've not seen anything for... We haven't watched a new movie in a while. We've been watching DVDs and stuff lately, so we're like, oh, hey, there's previews for a movie in 1986. And then...
And it's really embarrassing to tell people, hey, I just saw this. And
Yeah,
it's like 12, 13, 14 years old.
Just watch that now.
Like, where have you been?
Yeah. And then Netflix renewed their popular romance drama, a series, I guess. It's called Virgin River, a 10-episode third season contemporary romance story centered on a nurse practitioner who recently moved to a remote California town by the name of Virgin River. So that's what the name means. Now you know. Thanks for listening to Big Screen, Little Screen.
At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all the fun holidays throughout the year with fun, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we've got a gift for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way courtesy of giftcardchallenge.org. Holiday gatherings are looking different this year due to COVID, but you can still decorate a Christmas tree. In the weird year, people are still doing it, and a lot of people are putting smiles on their faces by topping it with something special. You know what the weirdest, most unofficial, but very popular Christmas tree topper's been this year?
What?
A baby Yoda.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
A bunch of these.
Yeah, that thing has been huge this year.
And this is something that a person online tweeted a photo, and because of that photo, it's gone nuts, and everybody's trying to find Baby Yoda tree toppers, but they don't sell them. It's actually a toy. I think it's a puppet, but they're buying these and putting them on top of the tree. And hey, if you're bored and you want to hear some guy play jingle bells on wrenches, you are in luck.
You played this for me the other day.
I was like, hey, listen to this.
Like, listen to this. Doesn't that sound great?
Yeah.
I said, it sounds like a guy playing on wrenches.
I was like, you guessed exactly right. It's a guy. Did I tell you what it was? How many lights would it take to light up your Christmas house or your Christmas tree so much that people could see it from space? They say, according to scientists, 2,683 LED bulbs would make your festive decorations visible from orbit.
Well, that's pretty doable.
Yeah. So there apparently was a movie, Deck the Halls, back in 2006. In the movie, Danny DeVito's character, Buddy Hall, set himself on a mission to use Christmas decorations to make his house visible from space. So that's why they decided, what would it really take? So less than 3,000 LED bulbs.
Yeah, that doesn't seem
I'm on it for next
too
year.
difficult.
Christmas cards, over 175 years old. The custom originated in England. I did not know this. College students at the Royal Academy were sending letters home at the end of the year on religious stationery, telling their parents how good they've been and asking them for money. 1843, London businessman Henry Cole decided, I'm going to make some cards and sell them that way. 1,000 cards is what he printed. And it said on there, a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to you. So that's what the first Christmas cards were. This is kind of sad. Christmas tree-related injuries are on the rise, according to Lending Tree, which is kind of funny because their name has tree in it. They found that a survey, 1 in 5 Americans have reportedly been injured while setting up a Christmas tree this year. This is a 122% increase from last year. But there are a lot of people who are putting up a tree for the first time this year. So I think that might be why.
Why would there be a lot of people putting up a tree for the first time?
There were tree shortages all over the place because there were more people saying, you know what, since I'm going to be home, we don't usually do it, but we're going to do a tree this year.
Okay.
Anyway, largely due to youngsters who are doing things. It says 27% were Gen Z. They were injured. 24% millennials. Only 5% of baby boomers were getting hurt.
Because they've done it before.
I got done this once or twice. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. This has been your scoop of the day.
Early to bed, early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. This is a great quote from Benjamin Franklin. At InsuranceChicken.com, we know a thing or two about great quotes. We help people get great insurance quotes every day. It's super simple and free to find out if we can make you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay, I can't guarantee that, But I can assure you we'd love to help at InsuranceChicken.com. We want to help you peck out great deals on insurance. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show on Christmas Day. And I don't have Santa Claus. I have Bruce Vilanch Claus. Bruce Vilanch, thank you so much for joining us today.
I'm your Jew for Christmas.
There you
What can
go.
I say?
Now, we've got a fun thing to talk about here because Star Wars is a gigantic, huge, amazing, successful thing. And you actually had a chance to be one of the writers on the Star Wars Christmas special back in the 70s. Is that right?
It was 1978,
Yeah.
and it aired the weekend before Thanksgiving, and it was actually the Star Wars holiday special.
Okay.
We couldn't call it a Christmas special because George Lucas had invented a holiday called Life Day.
Yeah.
Which was what the show was built around. In 40 years, Life Day kind of remained submerged, except by a very small band of Cocovicenti who wanted to honor it, but he brought it back in this Lego special that's on Disney Plus now.
That's really cool. Now, Bruce, how in the world did you get involved in that particular project?
Well, that's what I do. I mean, I was out here writing a lot of stuff, and I went from one special. That was the era of variety television before cable more or less killed it. I mean, there were all these network variety shows every week, Carol Burnett and Dean Martin and Mac Davis, and they all went away, and it just became the valley of the specials. So I was going from one special to another, and my agent called and said, here's a bizarre title for you, the Star Wars Holiday Special. I said, where do I sign? Because it sounded like the most ridiculous thing to do a TV show based around all those Star Wars characters. But what, of course, happened was George, of course, hated it. Well, it's a long story. But George sold them a story idea from his vault, and he, I think, expected it to become an original musical, and he didn't know about variety specials. I think if he knew about variety specials, he never would have sold it.
Yeah.
But it became a variety special full of network stars and all kinds of stuff and very low-tech imitation of the look of the Star Wars movie. And you have to remember also there was only one Star Wars movie out at the time. This was to prime the pump for the Empire, which hadn't started shooting yet. And I also have to point out, although people hate when I say this, that to a lot of people, Star Wars was just a one-off joke. It was a big summer movie full of special effects and played like one of the old Republic serials that people used to go see every Saturday, one episode after another, one cliffhanger after another. It had not taken on the religious implications. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's the Scientology of a certain group of people. That all came later. And what also came later was the Internet. And on the Internet, all these people who had become religious devotees of all things Lucas discovered this sitting there, and they confronted him. They said, how could you betray us with this? And he was really upset. And so he tried to buy up all the copies of it, but, the horse was out of the stable because of the Internet. You can't do that. Anyway, and he keeps making Star Wars movies, and every time he does one, somebody brings up the show. And so, I find myself on television defending it. But then it's indefensible. It is what it is. I mean, it was a product very much of its time in every way. I mean, remember it was 1978. We were all chemically altered. And a lot of the audience watching it was chemically altered. And it reflected all of that. It did everything it was supposed to do at the time. And at the time, I mean, some people thought it was the worst thing ever. Some people thought it was a joke. Some people thought it was okay. The entertainment segments they liked. The numbers were good. They weren't through the roof brilliant, but it did well enough, and it certainly kept Star Wars in the zeitgeist while he was producing The Empire. My other observation is if I knew 40 years later we'd be talking about this, but I would have paid closer attention.
I've seen it online. My son showed it to me, and I thought it was absolutely awesome. I thought it was just really fun, and it didn't take itself too seriously, which I think, again, the way you're explaining it is, at that point, Star Wars itself hadn't really taken itself that seriously. So,
yeah. And he also, the story he sold them had the Wookiees as lead characters, and the Wookiees don't speak English. And they wouldn't let us use subtitles because in 1978 they said nobody will read them.
Now, to change the subject a little bit, I think this is really cool. You have written a ton of award shows.
I've written Emmys, Grammys, Oscars, and Tonys. But yeah, I've done all those award shows.
Now, in addition to writing, we also find you in front of the camera once in a while, and that's not super common with writers, is it?
Well, tell that to Woody Allen and Mel Brooks. who were two of the biggest movie stars, and Steve Martin, another one. I mean, Steve Martin, is a great writer.
Well, I would say, in addition to them all being good writers, you are an amazing writer as well, and a great guest. Thank you for being ours today, sir.
Thanks. Happy Christmas.
Thank you so much, sir. Again, our guest today has been Bruce Vilanch. Thank you for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, Joe?
One medium candy cane has only 50 calories and, believe it or not, no fat.
Really?
Yeah. So yesterday you were talking about how you don't eat many candy canes.
I do like candy canes. I just don't eat.
We should do the candy cane
diet.
diet. Should we try that? The John and Heidi Show candy cane diet.
Dentists would love it.
Okay, let's not do the John and Heidi Show candy cane diet. This has been a fun fact. Now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Do you have a credit card? We'd like to help you get a better credit card. If you don't have any credit cards, we'd like to help you too. At bettercreditcards.com, we have credit cards that offer different things for different people. Some cards offer points. Some cards are designed to help you build your credit. Bettercreditcards.com wants to help you get a better credit card, no matter what you're looking for. See if we can help you find a better credit card at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Time now for a news headline from somewhere in this world, Dateline United Kingdom. A video of a thief stealing a Grinch statue off a family's porch in the UK has gone viral. I think that they should write these stories differently. Shouldn't it say a video has gone viral of a thief stealing a yada, 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 whatever?
Yeah, I suppose.
Every one of them. I read them all the time, but it always says a video of, and then it tells me a whole lot of a big long thing, and then at the very end says goes viral. Mm-hmm. I just think that's, I don't know, grammatically weird. Feels really weird to me. Either way, it also feels weird that people would steal a Grinch statue when the Grinch stole Christmas.
Right.
And almost,
that's kind of what I was just thinking. I was like, isn't it bizarre that he's stealing a Grinch statue?
I don't quite understand it, but it is a news headline from somewhere in this world.
At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all the fun holidays throughout the year with fun, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we've got a gift for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Now some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. A Wisconsin driver was pulled over for driving a car that was decked out in colorful Christmas lights. A state trooper credited the driver for his creativity, but warned him against the state law to drive with festive lights lit up all over his vehicle. Wisconsin Patrol posted a photo of the sporty vehicle covered in bulbs on their Facebook page. One of the commenters happened to be the kid's dad.
Okay.
He says, "Yep, this was my kid. As a retired cop myself, I warned him of the violations of these lights.
Daddy
but
tried to tell him.
We all know kids." And then he added, "Anyway, my son said the trooper was really nice, and she kind of laughed at him. So whoever you are, thanks."
Aww.
I think that's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. And you know what? He wasn't
dangerous.
meaning any harm.
No, but it's got to be dangerous.
I'm sure.
I can see driving through a parade, but to just be driving around at Christmas
just
lights,
driving around.
I don't know how many lights he had on there. I kind of want to click. I might even
Hopefully
do
enough
it.
to be seen from space.
No, it takes almost 3,000 lights to be seen from space. Anyway, I do have a link to the story. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
John and Heidi.
Now, your moment of duh, brought to you by timeforrehab.com. This time of year, a lot of people talk about this delivery guy that goes all around the world, like in one night.
Santa Claus.
Yeah, but there's another delivery person we're going to talk about right now, and this one got too close for comfort. It's an Amazon delivery guy. He, in the United Kingdom, Jonathan Doblips, I don't know if I'm saying that right, he was very disappointed when he was watching a security camera footage and he saw a delivery person breathing on his window and then writing something in the little steam that he did there.
Okay.
And then he went back to his van.
Okay.
And he's trying to figure out what was he doing, breathing on my window. And he says, "Excuse me, but what is this delivery driver doing on my window?" It's what he put on the footage when he posted it online. He said, "I was just kind of unsettled that he was doing this." Went on to call
was it like bad?
behavior highly appropriate. The e-commerce giant quickly replied and said they're going to investigate and figure out what were you doing. So everybody's a little perplexed as to why he was doing this. He's just
okay, but
and then he wrote.
I mean, did he write "Merry Christmas"?
I don't know what he did. He just don't do it. It's just weird.
But I don't. It's weird, yeah. But I mean, I don't know that I'd be calling and. I don't know.
It's bizarre. It is today's moment of duh.
Early to bed, early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. This is a great quote from Benjamin Franklin. At InsuranceChicken.com, we know a thing or two about great quotes. We help people get great insurance quotes every day. It's super simple and free to find out if we can make you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay, I can't guarantee that, but I can assure you we'd love to help at InsuranceChicken.com. We want to help you pack out great deals on insurance. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Time now for fake news or Florida. Heidi, tell me, is this a true story from the great state of Florida, or is it fake news made up to trick you and amuse me? Are you ready?
I'm sure ready.
Which one should I do here? This one. Fake news or Florida? A Florida man was arrested after throwing a live baby alligator into a Walmart when they refused to let him in without a face mask. Fake news or Florida?
I think that was Florida.
No, it's fake news. Yes.
Yeah.
My Christmas wish came true. I can never trick you. I got you today. And that was mine.
Well, good job. I was thinking that we read something like that. Maybe we didn't.
Son of a gun, if we did, I guess we did. I think that was mine. All right, we got some good news to get to. That is on the way. Thank you for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
This portion of The John and Heidi Show is brought to you by The John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying The John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is just amazingly good news. Comes your way courtesy of giftcardchallenge.org. And I know a lot of people are thinking, well, John, today's Christmas Day. Why are we still talking about that? Because you know what? There are a lot of people who get gifts for people even after Christmas. There are people who have Christmas gifts going all the way.
Birthdays.
Yeah, there's a lot of reasons. So, and you can still utilize that whole concept to continue to be a blessing to many, many, many. Again, giftcardchallenge.org. Here's a headline: Man rescues stranger floating face down in a river.
Oh, wow.
37-year-old Jose was walking with his son when he saw a man floating in a river in Portugal. He immediately undressed and jumped into the freezing water. He carried the man out of the water, managed to resuscitate him.
Wow.
And then medical help arrived, and they were able to take it from there. He was taken to a hospital, is expected to make a full recovery.
That's fantastic.
The president of Portugal, the president of the country, called him to commend him on his heroic efforts, and they plan to award him with a medal for his compassion and his courage.
Rightfully so. That's
it is
fantastic.
Unknown how the 68-year-old man ended up in the river, and I don't see his name in the story, but there is a video that you can watch, and it is quite bizarre to just see this dude floating in the river, and then this guy jump in and save him. And
that's awesome.
How cool is it that he was
We
there
need
in the
more
right
people
place?
like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Talk about a Christmas miracle, and that one came a little bit early, but I've got a link to that if you want to see it. It is in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. And while we've got about 20 seconds left here, I just want to say Merry Christmas to each and every one of you. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show. There's so many things that I'm thankful for. 2020 has been such a bizarre year, and I know there's a lot of folks that are just excited for this year to be done and to have it behind us. And I'm one of them.
I'm one of them.
Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you again for listening to The John and Heidi Show.